The war in Ukraine continues with full intensity. July 23, 2026. A Russian soldier standing completely still next to a burned-out armored vehicle. Hoping motionless means invisible. The reconnaissance drone zooms in. His eyes are moving, tracking the drone above him. He knows it's there. He just thinks staying still is enough. An FPV closes in and connects. It wasn't. A Russian soldier in shorts and flip-flops, caught out in the open. No time to run, no way to get clear. The front doesn't care what you're wearing. An elderly Russian soldier in the forest, an FPV drone right behind him. He uses the trees, changes direction, does everything he can think of. At one point, he throws his own weapon at the drone in a panic. Minutes of running, minutes of trying. None of it creates enough distance. The drone stays with him through every turn. And the strikes don't stop there. Ukraine's Signum Battalion working through the forest. Dense vegetation that normally plays in Russia's favor. Natural obstacles that make drone operations harder. None of it stops the operators from finding what's hiding inside. Soldiers convinced the tree cover is enough, spotted and targeted anyway. Every position they choose becomes the last one. Experience and precision doing what the terrain was supposed to prevent. 2 Russian soldiers inside an abandoned hangar, an FPV drone finding them. They bolt for the exit. One trips and goes down. He doesn't make it back up in time. Some are hiding, in containers, in ruins, under trees. Others are just moving, no clear direction, no apparent objective. What most of these soldiers are actually trying to do out here is hard to say. The footage rarely makes it obvious. What it does make obvious is that none of it matters once a drone picks them up. Found in a hiding spot or found in the open, the result is the same. 2 Russian soldiers on motorbikes, pushing as fast as the terrain allows. An FPV drone right behind them. Motorbikes have become the default for fast movement on this front, and they do offer speed. Just not enough. The drone closes at 150 kilometers per hour, cutting the gap regardless of how hard they accelerate. One of the riders runs out of road before he runs out of options. The drone reaches him first. A Russian soldier wearing an anti-drone thermal cloak, spotted anyway. The cloak doesn't hide what the drone is already tracking. Lyman front. A Ukrainian FPV drone hits a Russian soldier directly and doesn't detonate, a rare stroke of luck. He doesn't run. Instead, he picks it up and starts examining it, turning it over, trying to figure out what just landed on him. Somewhere in that process, he triggers the payload himself. The luck he had a moment ago runs out immediately. A Russian soldier spots the drone watching him. No weapon, no cover nearby. So he grabs a stick and starts waving it at the drone, mimicking the sound of gunshots to try to drive it away. It's unclear if he thought this might actually work, or if it was simply the only option left. Either way, the drone keeps watching. Whatever he was hoping would happen, it doesn't. Russian soldiers on the road, they hear the drone and freeze. Standing still doesn't make them invisible. It just makes them easier to hit. Reconnaissance drones track a Russian soldier to his hiding spot, a trash container covered with rubble from collapsed buildings, turned into a makeshift shelter. He's alone, far from his own lines, lost, or possibly deserting. None of that changes what happens next. Once he crawls inside, an FPV drone closes in directly on the position. There's no surviving it. This is where the front has arrived. Soldiers hiding in garbage containers, hoping the rubble above them is enough. Ukraine's Magyar's birds operator scanning forested terrain in southern Donetsk. A motorbike spotted first, confirmation that someone is nearby. The search continues carefully, the FPV threading through the tree line. Eventually, 2 Russian soldiers found asleep on the ground. The drone reaches them before they wake up. Hiding from drones in this war is difficult enough. Sleeping through one approaching is something else entirely. A Ukrainian soldier, A Russian FPV drone inches away. He survives it, barely. A Ukrainian FPV drone strikes a pickup truck loaded with ammunition. The secondary detonation takes out the Bukhanka van parked next to it and the building behind it where Russian soldiers were sheltering. 3 electronic warfare systems on the vehicle, none of them stopping the drone from connecting. Ukraine's 41st Mechanized Brigade running coordinated strikes across their sector. Drone operators and motorized infantry working together, hitting Russian positions, equipment, and personnel in sequence. Precise targeting, consistent results. Every strike here chips away at Russia's ability to maintain pressure in this sector. The coordination between ground units and drone crews is what makes this kind of systematic pressure possible. One of the stranger moments on this front, a soldier walking alone, no obvious threat visible, then suddenly drops to the ground and stays there. Did he hear the drone? Did the heat get to him? The footage doesn't make it clear. What it does make clear is that lying flat doesn't help. The drone is already tracking him before he hits the ground. It reaches him either way. If dropping flat is what Russian soldiers are being trained to do when they hear a drone approaching, someone got the training badly wrong. A Russian BMP-1 pushing toward Ukrainian positions in the Pokrovsk direction, multiple FPV drones respond immediately. The vehicle has extra cage armor bolted on the outside, specifically to survive drone strikes. It doesn't hold up against this many. Strike after strike lands in quick succession, each one finding a gap in the improvised shielding. By the end of the sequence, the armored vehicle is completely out of action. The extra armor boarded a few more hits, not much more than that. Ukraine's Phoenix border unit maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Russian logistics routes. No truck, no motorbike gets through without being tracked. The latest stretch added heavier targets to the list. An Acacia self-propelled howitzer, several tanks, and a BM-21 Grad rocket system, all taken out in the same operational period. What also stands out in this footage is the vehicles used to move soldiers, unarmored civilian transport, completely exposed to anything above them. No protection, no cover, no chance when a drone connects. Russia keeps routing personnel through these same corridors in the same unprotected vehicles. The outcome keeps being the same. A full sweep across multiple target types, Russian ground robotic systems, a D-30 artillery piece, vehicles, motorbikes, and personnel all hit in the same operational stretch. Alongside the ground targets, interceptor drones continuously taking down both Russian strike and logistics UAVs. Every Russian drone intercepted removes reconnaissance, supply, and fire support from the battlefield simultaneously, making the ground push easier for assault teams operating below. A Russian armored column spotted on the front line. Ukraine's Omega Wings unit responds with FPV drones, a tank and an armored fighting vehicle targeted in the same sweep. Armored columns moving openly on this front keep running into the same problem. The moment they're spotted, the drones are already moving. The column that was supposed to push forward goes nowhere. Russia keeps sending Molniya 2 strike drones toward Ukrainian positions in the Sumy direction. Fast, fixed wing, built for one-way attacks on military targets and civilian areas. Ukraine's 68th Air Mobile Brigade intercepts them before they arrive, drone against drone in the sky above this sector. What makes this interception capability different? The Ukrainian interceptors are built to survive the engagement and come back. Reusable, resistant to jamming, ready for the next wave. Russia sends another batch. The interceptors go up again. A full sweep in a single operation. A Mr. howitzer, a Grad rocket system, motorbikes, a car, a truck, an ammunition depot, a fiber-optic drone storage cache, and an ambush drone neutralized before it could activate. Ukraine's FATEM unit, 61st Brigade, working through everything on the list in one stretch. Ukraine's Perun unit, finding a Russian ground robotic complex equipped with a Starlink antenna in the Novopavlivka direction, one of the ways Russian forces have been getting access to the terminals. Burned out alongside it, a rare tank Russia had hidden in a tree line. Both found, both taken out in the same operation. A Ukrainian FPV drone striking a Russian gas station in Belgorod. Russia hits Ukrainian fuel stations. Ukraine hits back, a game that goes both ways. What you just watched is happening every single day. Soldiers standing still, hoping drones won't notice them. Motorbikes outrun by what's already locked on. Positions that felt safe until they weren't. As of today, July 23rd, day 1611 of this war, Russia's total combat losses are approaching the 1.5 million mark, with 1,460 more in the last 24 hours. On the front line, Pokrovsk remains the heaviest sector. Russian forces attempting to push a wedge between Pokrovsk and Kostiantynivka with incremental progress, but no operational breakthrough. At Kostiantynivka, Ukrainian forces are pushing Russian infiltrators back at a reported loss ratio of 3 Ukrainians for every 53 Russians. Russia has concentrated over 111,000 troops near Pokrovsk, and still can't convert that into meaningful movement. Ukraine keeps finding them at every point along this front. Russia keeps paying for every meter. Drop a comment. How long can Russia sustain this rate of loss for this little gain?